told you, I'm not supposed to be up here.
Chaos is a ladder.
Have you ever wondered where Cheese was trying to go in such a hurry? Or how he knew exactly where to find that son that he had planned to kill? A coincidence? Have you ever wondered where all the servants went when Blood and Cheese arrived in the Red Keep? The hall was empty when it's usually crawling with servants. And it's not like they were exactly hiding the fact that they were there. There are a lot of things here that don't line up. But I have a theory that will explain all of these things. I believe there was a mastermind behind the Blood and Cheese murder, and no, it's not Damon. So in this video, I'll explain who the mastermind is, how he manipulated events, and why. So stay tuned for that. Greetings Throne Watchers. Blood and Cheese is one of the most horrible events during the Dance of the Dragons. Everyone believes that Damon is the one who ordered the murder of Prince Jaehaerys. But that won't make any sense because this action won't achieve anything. It will only hurt the Blacks.
You have wounded me, weakened my claim to the throne.
I noticed several things that many people wrote off as coincidence. But when you start lining up all of these coincidences, you start to see a pattern. So here are the few signs that I've noticed that made me think that there is a mastermind. First, after bringing Blood up to the tunnel beneath the royal's floor, Cheese tried to leave Blood there and go somewhere else. And when Blood forced him to come with him, he said, "I'm not supposed to be up here." So where was he supposed to be going? Wasn't the task that Damon gave them was to kill Aemond, who lived on the royal's floor? And they were in his room to be exact. So him wanting to be somewhere else indicates that he had some other plans. While Blood was roaming around on the royal's floor, Cheese just accidentally found the nursery. Despite him insisting he had never been on this floor before and didn't know his way around, he managed to find the son he had planned to kill very easily. Let's say it's another coincidence that he found the prince. Also, Blood wanted to go after Aemond, but it was Cheese who insisted that they kill Jaehaerys, twisting Damon's words, "a son for a son." But that's not what Damon really wanted. I'll explain his motivations later. Third, the servants. The halls are usually bustling with the servants. Even if it was night, there should have been more than just one servant in the castle. Blood was freely roaming around, looking down the balcony, etc. But no one seemed to be there. So all the servants just happened to be somewhere else exactly at the time of Blood and Cheese's arrival, except for maybe that one girl. Another coincidence. Fourth, have you ever wondered how Miss Arya, the person who led to Cheese, was alone on a ship that just happened to be on the Valarian fleet? That's another coincidence. And now, let me ask you the most important question. Have you ever wondered how Aemond just happened to show up almost exactly at the same time when Luke went to Storm's End? Was it really a coincidence? So as you can see, there have been lots of coincidences. Do you remember that saying? Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, and 3 times is a pattern. And that's more than 3 times. That's why I think someone is behind all of these coincidences. If you've watched my Who is the Mastermind Behind the Dance of the Dragon video, you already know who it is. When Rhaenyra said she wanted Aemond dead, Damon was happy to hear that and asked for Miss Arya's help, who recommended Cheese to him. By the way, Damon was completely right. Miss Arya could have killed Aegon when she had captured him, but she didn't, because I think she is working for that mastermind and wants to help him destroy House Targaryen. I have discussed all of my reasons in my Who is the Mastermind video. As for what is their motive behind starting this war, as it was said at the very beginning of this series, the only thing that can destroy the House of the Dragon is itself.
The only thing that could tear down the House of the Dragon was itself.
Anyway, Damon sends one of his loyal soldier, aka Blood, and Miss Arya's recommended rat catcher, Cheese, to kill Aemond Targaryen. not Prince Jaehaerys. Blood is Daemon's ally, so we know he is not working for the mastermind. That's why Blood wanted to go after Aemond. And when Cheese asks, what if we can't find him? Daemon just smiles and then the scene cuts off. They didn't show us Daemon's reply. My guess is Daemon probably said, a son for a son, by which I think he meant kill the other son, that is, Aegon. The reason why I think he would go after Aegon if they couldn't find Aemond is because he has confronted both Princess Rhaenys and Sir Arik as to why they didn't kill Aegon when they had the chance. Also, Daemon seemed very particular about a son for a son, because he had said it a few times in this episode. Killing Prince Jaehaerys would make it incorrect, because technically Jaehaerys would be a grandson, not a son for a son. And Daemon might be ruthless, but he is not a fool. He knows killing Jaehaerys won't achieve anything. It will only rile up the Greens. At least killing Aegon or Aemond would have ensured their victory. Also, he knows Rhaenyra won't like it. But like I've discussed in my podcast, Daemon and Aemond are quite similar. So even if they didn't do anything, if they are accused of it, they won't clarify it. And it's not like anyone would have believed Daemon, even if he did deny it. That's why I think it was the mastermind behind the dance who first sent Miss Arya to Dragonstone, because they knew sooner or later Daemon would ask for Miss Arya's help, because Sir Arik would have told Daemon that she is the White Worm. Hell, she might even have met with Otto for exactly that reason, for both sides to find out that she was the White Worm, so when they asked for her help, she could create misunderstandings between both sides. When she actually met Otto in public in season 1, I thought it was incredibly stupid of them to meet in a public place where anyone could hear and see them. Anyone would have found out that she was the White Worm. But if it was all planned, it would make perfect sense. So in short, I think just like Miss Arya, Cheese is also working for the real mastermind, and Miss Arya was sent to Dragonstone by that mastermind to lead Daemon to Cheese, because they know how Daemon is, and sooner or later he would ask for Miss Arya's help, and they took advantage of that. And I believe that mastermind was also the same person who hired Cheese to kill Jaehaerys and told him exactly where to find him. I also think that very mastermind ordered all the servants to empty the floor at the right time. As for why the servants would listen to him, did you notice that in this episode, someone had replaced all the old servants with his own just before the events of Blood and Cheese, and that's why they have been absent from the floors, except for that one girl. I don't know whether she was there on purpose or by accident. Anyways, so have you figured out who it is yet? Yes, it's Larys. And I know Larys had said that he had only replaced Alicent's staff, but can we really trust anything he says? He also mentioned that he had questioned the whole of the castle's staff and had killed anyone he thought was a spy. So he brought in his own servants right before the incident without even asking for Alicent's permission. Is it just me, or does he seem to be growing bolder with each episode? Anyways, by bringing in his servants, he made sure that Blood and Cheese won't get interrupted before they could actually carry out their task. And I think he hired Cheese through Miss Arya, so it won't trace it back to him. So they hired him to kill Jaehaerys when Daemon had only wanted to kill Aemond or Aegon. I think Daemon wanted to kill Aemond or Aegon because he wanted to end the war quickly, because Aemond was the Green's strongest fighter. So if he were to die, the war would almost instantly be over and there will be no chaos. And if Aegon II were to die, it wouldn't have ended the war instantly, but it would have significantly weakened the Greens enough that they won't inflict much damage upon the Blacks, and Blacks will be able to win this war eventually. As you can see, killing Prince Jaehaerys won't achieve any of those things. In fact, it will only hurt the Blacks. So winning the war as quickly as possible is what Daemon wants. But Larys, just like Littlefinger in Game of Thrones, wants chaos, because chaos is a ladder.
Chaos is a ladder.
So he wouldn't want the war to be over so quickly. He might also want the dragons to kill each other as well, diminishing the Targaryens' power. As for Luke, do you really think Aemon showing up at Storm's End exactly when Luke happened to go there was really a coincidence? I don't think so. What if a spy, probably Miss Arya, had informed Larys that Luke was planning to go to Storm's End and he schemed, probably by using Alicent, to send Aemon there with much better terms to get Lord Baratheon, who was related to Princess Rhaenys by the way, on the green side. King's Landing is closer to Storm's End than Dragonstone, and with Vhagar's huge wings, she would have arrived much faster than Arrax. By the way, I noticed a lot of similarities between Larys and Littlefinger. Just like Littlefinger was whispering in Joffrey's ears to control him, Larys is now whispering in Aegon II's ears to control him. Larys's whisperings made Aegon think that Otto is trying to control him, which he actually is by the way. But was Aegon really aware of that? And now, thanks to Larys, Aegon will stop listening to Otto and by extension Alicent as well, and will fire Otto, which we have seen in the new trailer. And just like Littlefinger took advantage of the rivalry between House Stark and House Lannister and started the War of the Five Kings by killing Jon Arryn and by attempting to kill Bran, Larys also started the Dance of the Dragons by having Luke killed and is now fueling the war, or at least preventing it from coming to an end by having Jaehaerys killed. By the way, I also posted my Who is the Mastermind Behind the War of the Five Kings video almost 8 years ago. You can check it out by going to my oldest videos. Anyways, killing Prince Jaehaerys will not only start the war in earnest, but as a bonus, this will also wedge a gap between Daemon and Rhaenyra, because Rhaenyra would not approve of this. And as we have seen in the trailer, Rhaenyra was mad at Daemon. She said he has weakened her claim.
You have wounded me, weakened my claim to the throne.
So Daemon would probably have a fight with Rhaenyra and leave Dragonstone to fight the war and destroy the Greens, which he has been wanted to do ever since they got the news of Viserys' death, because he believes the Hightowers poisoned Viserys and he had wanted revenge on the Hightowers since then. So, what do you think of this theory? Do you think it's possible? This video's comment shout out goes to Lucid Horizons, who replied to my poll about the best moment in the first episode by saying Jace and Rhaenyra's scene, very touching. I agree with you, Lucid Horizon. It was a very touching scene, but the winner of this poll was Rhaenyra finding Luke's remains. I'll also post the Greens breakdown video soon. If you liked this video, please hit the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. 7 blessings to you.